was really cool. And it felt good doing a Milton scenario.
Do you feel like your objective was met when you got the VIP? How difficult did you feel it was trying to locate him in your objective to clear that field?
Well, I mean, he was right out there, so we could see him. I thought it was pretty easy finding him.
Okay, good deal. Nate, how you feeling, man? We've been talking about this how long? 2-3 weeks? Finally out here.
A little embarrassed. We set up the outdoor. We set up a pretty good defensive strategy. We had all of our bases covered, all lines of fire. The only thing we failed to do was check the hostage. So yeah, the first time he ran out, I shot him. I didn't know what he was doing, so.
That's awesome.
Back, and then I saw him bolt again, not knowing he had a firearm on him. Yeah. And I missed him as he was running into the woods. So.
Wow.
But overall, I think the objective was definitely met. Now, going forward, doing this, I will be checking.
Checking all hostages.
Any sort of weapon is on SOP.
And that's what it's all about, people. When we're doing this, everything we're doing is learning. Because I promise you, when we go to these events, we don't get do-overs. So we get an opportunity to knock it out the one time because we did it here. We learned it here. We trained it here. We initiated the changes necessary.
You learn to ask questions. You know, you'll notice like before a match, there's a lot of questions that are asked.
Oh yeah.
And that's so we have our bases covered. You know, so there aren't as many curveballs.
It happens. Look at his head. It happens.
I mean, there's always going to be those curveballs. You know, no matter, there's always going to be that thing that they're not necessarily lying by omission. They just don't tell you to make things interesting. You know, and that's the way, you know.
Doing these scenarios so many times in the military, I should have known this. I should have known to check the hostage.
It's been a minute.
Coming up, that thought ran in my head. It was like, you know what, we should check the damn hostage.
It's all right though. Move forward.
Garden, what do you think?
It was really fun. I liked saving the hostage. It was
Feel like fun. Superman?
Yeah, not really. Kinda. It was fun where Michael was telling me where the people were and telling us where they were running. So we kind of got a view of the map, how it was laid out, and so we just went for it. And we saw David trying to run one time, but he didn't make it successfully. So the next time he ran, like I guess he eliminated everybody, and so he came running and we like kind of secured him. Yeah, we had to shoot the 4 targets and kept on find the 4th one. I guess we already shot it. Right. But yeah, and then he came up again. I actually started shooting again because I was afraid they would start to shoot us.
Come on in, brother.
And sorry for that.
Cool.
Overall, it was good.
Cool. We're doing the AAR bones. What'd you see out there? How'd you feel?
I loved it. Really. I mean, hey, rain, dry, whatever. I liked it. It brought me back to days of back when we started playing.
Right.
In small fields like that where we would just run practice scenarios over and over and over again until we got it. I love it. Minus the pants, but
and it happens. So we're up here. Definitely good stuff. What'd you see out there, brother?
Well, props go to David. Just so OPFOR knows what our initial plan was, you know, looking out here, you see there's no cover for us to get behind. That's out of the that's a no-go. So we opted to go around back, and what we were going to do is we're going to come around the back, tag as many of you guys as possible, run out to David, get him, and run around to the front. But of course, you know, we did make it back there on the back side of the barn, and of course then David started doing his thing, and big props to David, you know, and because I mean that on the spot changed how our plan was going to run, you know, and then at that point we were going to exfil on the non-contact side and exfil that way for the least amount of casualties too. I don't know if y'all were aware, but we did have those 4 other targets to take out.
They weren't. That was an addition.
Yeah. So we exfilled through the back, eliminated the 4 targets, and X-Film. But I mean, overall, I mean, y'all did really well. I know for you military guys, I found out real quick that these babies do not exactly have the same trajectories that I'm used to. And
a lot of fine tuning.
I mean, you guys had a good plan. You know, I mean, props to y'all too. The way you were set up, you were spaced out.
That was mine.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, I mean, y'all were spaced out right.
I just want to take credit for that one big.
Y'all had your avenues of approach covered.
To be honest with you, the way that I saw you guys attacking was either split push. Small group, small fire team go over here, go cover to cover, jump cover to cover. Another team go around the back, which is obviously what you guys did, is go around the back, but I wasn't expecting the whole force to go around the back, and that was kind of, I mean, I was kind of set up to have that main position covered, and anywhere over there, and I was like, well, shit, I'm kind of, at this point, then automatically I just switched over and just started engaging the other targets.
But, yeah, I mean, and y'all guys are a good distance off, too. You know. But, I mean, it is what it is, you know, I mean, it's a good fun time, you know, props all around, I mean, it went well, you know, from all avenues.
Heck yeah. One of the great things about how everything played out was all of Op 4 was in enough distance to where they didn't necessarily have to deal with you guys directly, the D3Z team, but they could deal with him. So if he made life difficult, they could really make his life difficult. And pretty much,
if you wanted to run, if you were going to be like, oh,
yeah.
Run, just don't run.
So that,
you had
yeah.
the middle, you would have been popped by him. She would go over to the side, popped by him. She would go over by me, you're going to get popped by me.
Yep. So there was a lot of decision making on David's part to figure out when, if at all, was a good time to move, because his survival would have been the turn of whether or not this game proceeded short or for a long period of time. So you guys used that to your advantage, and that really, you know, kind of played itself, like you said, you know, just kind of took a life of its own when he decided to start making decisions. It's all to theirs. Obviously, your attention was now more so him, but all the while, everybody's really trying to figure out where everybody is at. So all positions were covered great, you know. And again, props to Op 4, because this is your first time being on this field and doing these things, and you did great. So that's being able to adapt to any environment, and that's what we're looking for here. Anybody who's coming aboard with a D3Z, we're looking for that ability to adapt, because we're not always going to have the luxury of being on a field we know. You know, we went to Folder. We hadn't played there before. You know, they went to Operation Redemption, too. They've never been there before. Never been to the Cove. Ballahack, never been there. All these places that we've traveled, you know, first times around. So you gather the knowledge, and you're able to use it again. But, great stuff, great stuff. I'm going to upload this today. It's after 4. I really don't see this getting any better. I'm just going to go ahead and call the day. But,
would you mind if we switch? Do you think we...
Do you guys want to do that? So like,
for that, just as like a...
we can do it if y'all want to. We can go ahead and get another one and switch.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, let's do it.
It's completely fine.
Do you want to run a 3-man team?
Well, just to make things even for y'all, I'll sit out this one so I can observe as well. And, you know, then...
No, that's great. That's great.
Because I mean, to be honest with you, for the Op 4 previous team, you know, I'm kind of curious how you're going to work together, because I'm gonna throw a curveball in there for y'all.
If you don't mind taking the other camera too, so we can have two different sets of footage, that'd be really cool.
Because you know, I mean, obviously you're not going to have to come back and engage your targets back here. So I'm going to make things interesting for y'all. And people that have been on the team long enough know that.
Alright.
Well, he smiles, it's scary.
Same hostage? You want me to be the hostage again?
You know, that is true, because if you're... Well, no, because it'll still be even. It'll still be even, because if... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, still be the hostage. Yeah, that'll be
Where
fine.
the music's going. We'll get them back on.
While we're waiting, go ahead and reload, and we'll get set up in just a moment.
And y'all remember to be drinking water.
Yeah, get your...